consult a financial advisor before you trade and get your finances in order first. So thanks for that, Scott. Appreciate you helping me keep up with the screens. Okay, so that was what I was trying to show. Hopefully it's up on your end now. Yeah, so I have this chart right here is the NQ30 range, and I did a little change last night in the software. I'll maybe show that here. But I made it so that if we're running the 50 EMA, we only take trades with the 50. I saw that yesterday when I accidentally had only long trades on. Okay, good. We're in this RTY trade on my live account too. So this is my live account also. We learned yesterday when we were watching this RTY here made a little over $2,000 yesterday. So I told the group here that I was gonna put a strategy together and on my live account. So this is it. This is the RTY 15 range that we have. The robot jumped in here on this trade. So I changed all these to go along with the 50 EMA, and I'm not even showing it on my chart, but I'll show it here now. We call it the slow, modified slow. Put this indicator on here. Slow and visible. So now we're only going to take long trades if it's a green 50 EMA. So I'll only take long trades right now. So that's why the robot took this cross right here. I have them set up only showing also. So what we can do is we can go into this indicator right here. This is the cross indicator, and I've got it for right here. I've got it set up for the 50 signal. I've got that true, and I'm only taking either if it's red, it'll take short trades. You know, if this 50 signal is red, it'll take short trades. If the 50 is green, it will take long trades. So that's why we're seeing this cross only show up wherever the 50 is green and it crosses this RLP modified Laguerre crosses the 20. So this all those things were lined up. That's why it took this particular trade right here. So we'll kind of watch this trade here. So 80 ticks. It's a $400 trade on the line here. I don't recall if I'm moving this stop up. I typically do though, so I think we have to clear. I'm not sure what it is. I can look at it and see. I think we have to clear at least 40 ticks. So we've got to get at least $200 before we move that stop. So that's kind of a little bit of the layout of what we're. Scott, is it updated on the spreadsheet? So this one, no. This one isn't even on the spreadsheet yet. I'll take a note here to add this one. Add. This one's the RTY 2080. Scott, I'll add that here after the broadcast so that you can have access to that strategy also. So we did good so far on these two. We made our break even. I don't know if I've showed you, Scott, or if you've seen it in the new software. I'll go down here to one that hasn't traded yet. Go down here to one that hasn't traded. Usually like an ES 5-minute, and I'll show you the new the new settings that we have that are coming out. So we'll go edit and kind of show you what I'm talking about break even. There are a couple other new settings that will be coming out hopefully this weekend. Sergio's still working on autoloader because again we have proliferated all of our strategies. You know, now we have about 20 or so. So he's creating an autoloader program. It's kind of taken him a little bit longer than he expected. But if he can get that knocked out, we're still hopeful for this weekend to share this release that has really, I'll call it sort of two components. One of them is some hard-coded settings here that are new. Now you can just take long trades or just take short trades. And this one killed me yesterday though. So every setting has its ups and downs. Yesterday I had to swallow the pill. And I really want to show what happened yesterday at 8:30. The market dropped 200 points. The NQ dropped 200 points within a minute. And I can show you on this the trade performance. It was unbelievable. But I had only long trades selected. And it dropped 200 points on my live account. So yeah, I took a hit yesterday. So boom, awesome. We got live action. Let's go take a look. Looks like we just hit that target on this this one up here. And so we're sitting at 323. We went ahead and hit that target there on that one. So bam, got that RTY. Yesterday was awesome. Good thing we were watching it and decided to put it in the ring today. Great. So that one pulled me out of the dungeon. So these are the I've got four strategies running on my live account today. I've got this RTY, this ES 5-minute, NQ 2-minute. Actually, I take that back. I'm actually trading the MNQ on this one because I didn't really want to do two on the same instrument because it gets a little tricky when you start to look at the charts. The software works fine when you do it, but it does look a little tricky because you'll see the markers where it took the trades at. So I got this one set up for the MNQ right here. I'm using, you know, the MNQ and the NQ are exact same settings. The only things that we change, you know, are the instrument. I'm sorry, the yeah, it is the instrument. It's the MNQ instead of the NQ, and then the profit and loss for the daily limit. So those are really the only two things that change inside the settings. So you can use any I call them E-minis or the regular contracts, and you can run them in the micros, exact same settings. The only thing that where we did see a disparity was with gold. I think it was gold, where the I think it was called MGC maybe. That one, it didn't look like it had the volume that the regular GC had, so we decided not to trade that one at all. But I think for the most part, the micros seem to follow. Okay, the RTY jumped in again, and let's see what's happening. So again, I'm only taking trades along with this 50, and you know, the idea there is that, you know, I don't want to counter trend these too bad today. We'll see what happens. This one probably stop out, it looks like, but we'll see. Yep. Okay, so still in the green this morning. I was telling a lot of people that we, you know, we have these risk to reward set up in these strategies now, where, you know, 20 to 80, that's a 4 to 1. So I can lose, you know, 3 trades, make the 4th trade, and still make a little money, especially by our break evens. So even if I, you know, lose the 3 trades, make the 4th one, you know, we make money, especially if we pop up to break even and make a little ticks, a few ticks on some of those. So hopefully that's a good strategy for us. I can show you some of the trade performance once we started doing that, how significantly it increased our profitability with these strategies. Let me show you. Trade performance. So when we started off on this, okay, just got hammered somewhere. What just happened? Okay, we just took a trade here and we lost it. I'm gonna put the 50 on so we can kind of watch that change colors here. Indicators. Make sure I have this one enabled. Visible. Okay, so we're right at the 50. It just changed to red briefly there, so it got this trade in, but it's been green for the most part. We'll see here what's going to happen. Doesn't look promising for going low, so let's try to make some money. Get out of there. And I have a feeling we're going higher. So we just took a little bit of capital off that trade, and you know, save us. Last night it was closed at 17.7, and it's just been riding up all night. So not too optimistic for anything going low today. The other day, Monday, we were going to the moon. I don't think we're going there today after the inflation numbers yesterday, but for some reason we went way down, and we're starting to get a good pullback. So all right, the RTY is back in again, and this one trades a lot, so that's why I really put that little restriction in on it. Again, this one's trying to go south. Not real optimistic, so I want to try to take a little off the table here if we can get it. Nah, I missed it. Darn it. Wasn't quick enough. Here we go. Come on. Whew. All right. So that was good. All right, we're in another trade here. This is the NQ 2-minute, and this one is everything's going south now. So interesting. There's a little pivot right there. Come on. Ah. So it jumped right back in on that one. $70's a tough number to crack. We'll look at some trade performance here. I want to just kind of give you a sense of how the auto trader's doing and what it's been up to for the last month or so. So I'll get it set up over here and bring it over in a second. Hopefully this trade can work out for us over there. This one's on the M&Q, running 4 contracts on this one, so just kind of take the edge off a little bit on a losing trade. This is a 50 tick stop, so take me a minute to do the math on that. 50 ticks times 4 contracts, so it's 200 ticks at 50 cents. 200, I should be able to do that in my head, times 0.5, 100 bucks. $100 trades. So if these go against me, that's a $100 trade. So we'll see how that thing goes for us here. Let's bring open the trade performance. I just kind of show you the best one, and we'll try to look at the top 3 here. Yeah, I'm surprised we're moving down. I didn't see that coming today. Okay, so we got a couple of good ones out of the gate there. So the best strategy that we have is here. So this is our trade performance. Okay, Scott, got that question here. Where do we put the number of contracts? I'll show you in just a split second. I just want to show the trade performance real quick. So since January 1st, till today, this is the best strategy that we have running. I did modify the haymaker to this strategy. The only thing I didn't do on the haymaker is I kept the times. What I did is I optimized the times for the haymaker from this strategy. So I can even show you a little bit about how that works. But so the haymaker, hopefully, and we lost yesterday, is frustrating. But this one made money. Is trying to get the times optimized too. But anyway, since January 1st, this one's up 12,300. Let's look at the analysis of it, because I always want to be really clear to everybody that it doesn't win every day. It might be up 12,000 bucks, but you would have had to potentially endure. Let's say today was the first day that I ran it. I lost 702 bucks today. Tomorrow I'm running it again after it just lost 700, and I'm like, phew, this is hardcore. And then I lose another 1,000. Now I'm down 1,700. Now the next day I lose 500. I'm down 2,300. But here we go. I'm up. Now I'm back to almost even. Now I'm up 500. Now I'm up 1,500. 18. You get it. So it doesn't win every day. Yesterday it lost. Today it's up 661 bucks already on 2 trades. So I was showing a lot of people that, some people can do some fancy stuff with this trade performance. I just want to show that this is, super transparent, that, when you click on it and you unclick on it, the data should go away. What I've seen happen before, and I've even done it by accident, is you accidentally have 2 of them clicked. Now it's gathering the data for both of them. And it can, make it look, even better than what it was or whatever. But, this is the best one that we've got. It's at 12 grand. And we started running it on the 11th of January. So it's really just over a month now of data collected on this one. The next best one is the 2-minute, NQ 2-minute. And again, that's why I'm running on my live account. I'm running the top 3. And then the one that just came out of the gate like crazy yesterday. So this is the next one. This is the NQ 2-minute. And this is now the retirement plan. And as you know, if you're an owner, the retirement plan's been killing it recently. And again, optimize the time. So this one's running from 8:30 to 3:30. All these that I have on these sims are running 8:30 to 3:30. And so you're in some times that typically wouldn't want to be in. So we do an optimization per hour. I can kind of show you what we do there. So we go into analysis here. Instead of daily, we go half hour of the day, and then we change it to entry time. So it's when it enters. So now this is what the retirement plan is, or should be, right? Is starting at 9 o'clock, ending at 1:30. Right? I don't really want to trade these hours, because we've seen that past history shows us that we were losing money. So that's kind of how one of the optimization things that you can do with this particular tool is jump right into there. So that's number 2, and it's at daily cumulative. It's running right now 6 grand, and this one actually has been running for a while. So yeah, that's a full month and a half or whatever. So it's running at 6 grand. The next one, number 3, is a ES 5-minute 2060. So it's a 3-to-1, and it's sitting at 3,700. Had a tough couple of days, so I've got that one on the live account as well. So that's a little bit behind the scenes. Looks like we're up still 223 on the live account here today. And where do we input the number of contracts? Okay, so let's create another strategy or even edit one. Let's right click. We'll do a new strategy. I have a few more options available here. These are all the indicator suites from all of our softwares. So for the money flow tracker and other pieces of software, indicators are here. But for you, you should just have the RLAI AutoTrader P. If you have other company stuff, you might see other things there. But we picked the P, and I typically load a template. So I load, and I've got, you know, a ton of them here saved. But in this case, we were doing the NQ 2-minute. We'll go to the retirement plan. So I'm going to load this guy. So it loaded all the settings, those pre-configured settings that we send out to you. And, you know, all these things are good. And the way we change the number of contracts is right here. First target quantity. And that probably should say, and I'm going to write this down, change this. Ask Sergio to change that so that it's more intuitive, because that is a little confusing. First target quantity. It should, and Scott, now that you're seeing this, put in here what you think that should say, if you don't mind. I'm kind of leaning towards, like, you know, number of contracts for the first target, or something like that. Think about what you were, you know, trying to figure out, and maybe what would be intuitive for you to see, and then we'll change the text to that. And then the second target quantity of contracts would go here. So we've been just trading one contract now. When we first developed this, we were always doing 2 contracts. Number of contracts. Got it. Thank you, Scott. That's what I was thinking. Number of contracts. Okay, I'll ask Sergio to get that changed for us in this new update that you'll get hopefully this weekend, if he can get that in there for us. But yeah, so anyway, so on the NQ, you know, this is a kind of a cool thing, you know, that we do too, is if you you know, sort of trying to think about our risk profile, and, you know, how much money I'm willing to risk on a trade or whatever. You know, the NQ can be a little heavy duty. So 50 ticks. Let's say this was a 50 ticks on the NQ is $250 of loss or risk. So you know, if you already know this, it's, you know, the micros are 1/10. So it's instead of $5 a tick, it's 50 cents a tick. So kind of, you know, in my head, I've kind of figured it out that, you know, 5 contracts on a micro are half of the risk of the regular, I guess, E-mini. So, you know, if I do 5, that means it's not $250 worth of risk on a micro, it's $125. And for me, I was doing 4, so it's $100 of risk on this trade. If I was doing this setup. So that's kind of the math behind the scenes. Okay, so looks like I'm sitting at 145. Let's kind of do a little bit of a preview of. Holy moly, we've got a couple at $2,000 already this morning. Okay, my favorite one. It's at $2,000. The one that's been making so much money. Wow, let's look at this one and try to see a little bit of detail of what's happening here. So This one does nothing but make money. Closed at its profit and loss. So this one's running the NQ 30 range. And it started trading at so it's a great example. This one's 46 to 180, so it's just under, let's see, 180 ticks of profit divided by 46. Yeah, this one's almost a 4 to 1, almost a 4 to 1 ratio. So this robot took this trade here this morning at 8:42 when it got its first trade, and it lost that trade. So it lost 46 ticks. Then it jumped in this long entry right here, and it got its first target, so it made it 180 ticks. Took this short entry. It made that target right here. Short first target. It took this long entry coming off this right here, off this Laguerre pop, and closed at profit loss, $2,000. Man, ooh, chasing it, always chasing it. So I have that one set up on my account too, and I think I chickened out. I might have moved the targets. And this one's the exact same one, except I'm going break even plus 11 to see if that will make a significant difference. And I can't really get my arms around it if it does or doesn't. There's some days the plus 11 gives you better profit profile, and then some days without breaking it, break even and going up to 11 makes more money. So I haven't figured out one strategy over the other yet. I'm just still collecting data, trying to figure it out. And that's why, really looking forward to the live here, really populating and spreading so that, like Scott, you can kind of help us, on your end too, create strategies and, share how they're doing on your end and, going into Discord and maybe adding them to the, excuse me, to the spreadsheet for us. Let me show that too. Say hi to Discord this morning. Streamer mode is enabled. Usernames have been truncated. Okay. I just bring over Discord real quick. So it looks like okay, great. Looks like yeah, I can't quite figure this out. Repost of the bullpen spreadsheet link. Not sure what this is. Maybe maybe they reposted the link. But anyway, in here under this this particular channel, you guys all have access to this bullpen master. If I launch this guy, it should be right enabled, and I think that's what, I can't quite read the name here, and that's what it said. It was truncated. It's keeping everybody like safe, I guess. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, you guys can all add the settings of anything that's working good for you here, and that's what these are. Is that other clients have Mr. B put this one in here for us. So yeah, we want to try to make this as much of a community effort as possible, so that we're all trying to work together. Okay, great. So Charles did that. All right, nice, thanks. You can see the GC strategy. Thank you, Charles. Yeah, Charles and Rory are awesome. They really do a great job helping keep us going here. So yeah, today great. They dropped in the the live. It's been a little bit of a work in process to figure out live here, but I think we're up and rolling. So we've got a couple other trades on right now. Let's take a look at which ones our other ones are doing good. RTY 15 range 2080. So this is an emulation of the one that I was talking about that I'm running here. So this one has proved this morning. This is good. This is a 15 range. I'm sorry, a 10 range signal B that's doing good right here. I've kind of tried to put the naming in a way that I can understand it. So it's RTY 10 range signal B because we have the two signals, and so signal B, then the stops are set at 15 ticks, the target's set at 90, and then break evens at 60 plus 21 ticks. So kind of tried to name them so we could sort of understand the bones behind the scenes, the settings, and right here we've got it. So this one's breaking even at 60 plus 21 ticks. Got a nice trade right here on this RTY signal A 3090. Let's all right, had a nice trade on the YM. So working on some strategies for the YM also, and looks like this one already pocketed 300 bucks. Let's look at its trade. So we entered this trade right here on this candle. Can't see it very good. Let's try to move it. Guess we can see it a little bit. Go the other way. There we go. Anyway, we entered on this candle for, this is the Dow. We entered there, and we took profit right here. Right here, hit our first target. That's nice. That was great. That was a perfect setting because we took that trade right here and we finished almost at the bottom of that price movement. So that's a really nice setup as far as how far of an extent those go. What I do a lot of times, I use the ruler, so I see where we enter and how much room we have to go down. So that was 66 ticks. So I have this one set to 60, so it just barely gets there. Great. Yeah, we really want to try to get instruments running on the NQ we've had, ES we've had, RTY we've had. Really want to get the in the CL we've had. We want to get the YM going, and oops, I'm sorry, the YM, and I have a list here. Oh, UB. So Rory's done some work on the UB Ultra Bonds. That's the next one that we want to try to get some action going on. So other new things is we've got these strategies now called drones. So the drone idea is that it's flying above the price, and it's another strategy, but we've got the stops and targets opened way up, and the idea there is that the drone is flying, and then that data from those trades of the drone go off into into a database, and then out into a machine learning model. And the AI lab has helped us develop a mathematical model that will deliver us back the new predicted stops and targets for we call it the AI bot that's working off from the drone. So that's the new software that you'll be hopefully getting this weekend. And sometimes these drones, this is really where I figured out the whole 4-to-1, 5-to-1 ratio and how well it works is because I was creating these drones a month or two ago when we started this new development, and some of these strategies that were set at 50 ticks a stop and 250 ticks of profit, or 200 ticks of profit, were making huge money. And yeah, I really stumbled on that because of that project, and now we really don't have any that are anything less than hardly 3-to-1, because we got them jumping in a lot of trades, and they have a lot of opportunities. So it seems to be working well for us so far.
Order submitted.
I'll turn the volume up. How well can you hear me, Rory or Charles? Anybody? Scott, maybe? Is the volume seem okay on your end? I noticed when I listened to the video that we did the first time, the audio was not great. Looks like we got a trade in the live account here on the. Okay, I got two going. Got this this one on the RTY jumped in, and I've got one over here on the M&Q. So both of them were trying to go long. This one might stop out. Easy. Boom.
Order filled.
Ouch. This one here we're trying to go long. It could be higher. Thanks, Scott. Let me try to get that volume fixed, because that was not good when I was listening to it.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Scott, if you don't mind, maybe try. I just modified the mic settings to like half of what it was. I assume that the volume's a lot lower now, but maybe you can kind of give me a little bit of feedback if it seems to be same, lower, or higher, or no change. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate that. Could be higher. Let me try to figure out. Okay. Frank, I just I just did another change on this.
Order submitted.
Let me just bring it over to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm trying to use this thing called OBS here. It's OBS Studio, and it's supposed to help me, broadcast or whatever, but I had this volume up to full, and when I listened to myself, it was terrible on Monday. I had to crank my speakers to 100 to really hear it well. So I was just messing around here. Much worse. Ooh, okay, so that's much worse. I enabled this one. I did have this one shut off. It says desktop audio. I really don't know where that's coming from. What I can do is add another mic, I believe. Add another mic. Maybe I'll try that. Audio mixer. Let me go into this thing for a second.
Order submitted.
I'll have Brock, my son, help me with this one. I don't want to kill this here in front of us. Come on. Looks like we might have got tricked here in this one.
Order filled.
So it's been cool watching the market over the last few days. Monday was all up. Yesterday was all down, and now today looks like we're gonna get chopped up maybe. I missed the good one out of the gate. Man, those two big ones. Oof. Eesh.
Order filled.
There we go. There we go. Get her back organized here. This one belongs up there. Okay, let's shift the numbers around. Second one, third one. RTY is still this one. RTY signal A 3090. It's in a trade right here, trying to go long. If you don't mind, maybe try to give me a volume update again, so I've got them both enabled. Any difference from earlier, or is about the same? I have a feeling it's grabbing the wrong mic, about the same. Okay, I have a feeling it's grabbing the wrong mic. Go to settings and try to. It's terrible when you're going live. It's hard to work on it until you're live. You can't work on it, so it's one of those challenges that makes it hard to mess with. Volume is 100. Okay. Lets me go over 100% of volume. I always love something that goes over 100%.
Order submitted.
Scott, I just changed it to 150,
Order submitted.
150%. Maybe you can just let me know if you notice anything
Order
different.
filled.
150% of volume. And maybe if I move this up too. Okay, cool. Got a live trade here in the this one's my favorite. This is the one that made all the money on the other one this morning. Let's see if this one can come through for us here today. So we already popped up. We're already making money. That's good news. I took the trade here at 92.25, and again it went up 80 ticks, so it popped the break even up to 11. Okay, great. Thank you, Scott. Better when I moved it closer. Okay. Thank you. All right, great. So we're gonna hopefully get a good trade here under our belt this morning. Yeah, it's an auto trader. I love it. I used to trade manually and be stressed out a lot, like in the shoulders and the neck, and then mentally. So this just takes the pressure off, man. I just get to sit back and criticize it. It's all I have to do now is just sit back and heckle it and say, why did I take that trade there? But work with it, and which is way better than hitting the button to take the trade, because I've lost a lot of money taking trades manually, and this is the one solution that I found that I don't lose money, which is unbelievable, because I was really good at it. So we'll see. We'll kind of see how this one goes. Looks like it's starting to pull back a little bit. A few of the strategies that I have, especially the drones, we don't move the stop. What we see is if we don't move it, we end up usually making more money, but it just makes it harder to watch. Like if that, so we made money on that trade. I know it doesn't look like it right there, but we bought right here and we sold right there. So we made 11 ticks. So we made $50. 51 dollars and 12 cents, I think is what it is. Let's go look. So right now the top three strategies are right here. Top four, I think, is what you can see with the webcam there. Can I move that?
Order submitted. Order
Can't
filled.
move that.
Order submitted.
Yeah, let's go look at that last trade and trade performance and kind of look what that looks like. So the 14th, we'll generate this guy. Trades. So this is the live account for today and all the action that it's been up to. Again, I took a couple manual trades this morning to make sure everything was working. Unfortunately, lost those two, so I was down 226 before I started the strategies. And I think, let me try to do this. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, getting rid of my two manual trades that I took this morning, it's now just showing all the auto trades. So this is kind of the cumulative net profit for the auto trades. This was that last trade that just happened there on the NQ that we were looking at. And I made $50.82. So I've got 11 ticks of profit that it popped up to, but we have to pay $4.18 to make that trade. They call it a round trip. So I guess it must be $2.09 per direction to buy it, $2.09, and then to sell it, $2.09. So, really, I made $50.82 and paid Ninja Trader brokerage $4.18 on that trade. So, cumulative net profit this morning, I'm at $72 right now. And a lot of times you can just hit generate again, and if there's a trade behind the scenes that closed, it will show up here. So made a good trade there, had a nice profit. I was up to 514 was the high water mark so far this morning. So if you have and I'm trying to show off the software and do that kind of stuff, but if I was really just trying to make money, I would probably stop at $500 a day. When the action's all good, like 8:30 to 10:30, probably set like a profit target of per day, $500, something like that, and you're done. You're done for the day. You don't even have to, sit around any longer. So that's a real benefit of cash management, Rory calls it.
Order submitted.
He's super at that. So we'll keep that over there and see what else is happening. Good, we jumped in another trade right here. Well, we've got, I like to keep these up over here to see what's, see if we're in a live account trade here. We are too. So the RTY, and again, I modified the strategy. So anytime the red, the 50 EMA is red, we'll take a short trade. So right now, even if it did pop up and try to go long, we wouldn't do it. Now we would, because it's a green 50, and this 50 is ugly. Oof, ugly. Look at
Order submitted.
nowhere. Price isn't moving anywhere. That's what it's telling us. Is the red, green, yellow means that we're right at the 50 moving average, I guess. I'm not sure what exactly the term is, but we're right at that price. So this is probably really a no trade zone. Yeah, Scott, you want to try to get qualified today? That's exciting. Let's do it.
Order filled.
Let's I want to try to do like some auto challenges too. So I'm into that. I love to play golf. I love to compete, whatever sport. Uh, geez, what's that one with the bean bags? It's got a funny name. Cornhole. Cornhole. I love some cornhole. I love competing. So I want to set up some auto challenges where maybe we challenge the robot, or I take on Scott for a session, and set some rules. So that's where this channel's going, as long as it's legal, and I need to figure that out if it's legal or not. But once I do, want to try to get it set up to where we can do some challenges, and I think that'll be really super fun long term. Gaming has really expanded, and I think this is a very similar process to gaming. So I want to try to get it set up to where we have some competition, and give away some prizes and those kind of things. So the Apex accounts are really awesome because I think I can give some away, and we can try to get some past the evaluation accounts also. So let's take a look what happened here. We took this long entry. Again, we had a green 50. Everything was looking good for us. Went up just a little bit and then came back. I've got this at 46 ticks of loss, so we took that loss on this one. We'll see. It probably only come back to maybe right here. Looks like a little bit of a pivot. Today could be a really tough day to trade. They kind of pulled it back to 17.8 and maybe trying to hold that number today. Let's see what the NQ's been doing. Yeah, a little bit up, a little bit of down with the 50. Now, if we were trading overnight, and you can put this thing going overnight, and we've made some money overnight before, look how nice that would have been. See these green crosses?
Order filled.
Would have took a trade right here. Obviously made that target. Now on this one, that one we may not have made. This one here, let's look at this one a little closer. So you can engineer your trades here and see how much opportunity there is in them and how much risk you need to put on them. So this particular one right here, we would have struggled. So this cross right here, we would have took this trade. We would have took that trade right here on this candle close, and we would have had to come down to here. So I would have had to have 70 ticks of risk or more, 75, then it would have cleared it, and then we could have got 200 out of it probably, or more. Let's look. 439 ticks. So if you had a strategy set up where you said, okay, I'm willing to take 75 ticks of loss as long as I can do, I'm going to do this on a calculator, 75 times 4, 300. So if I would have put a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio, I would have done 75 ticks to 300 ticks of profit, and we would have made that trade right here. So that's what we do to kind of set these up, is get the crosses to show up where we want them to. And then on this particular trade, we would have taken this trade right here. and we would have had to handle no, no, that one didn't go down at all. That thing went up almost immediately. So we would have not taken it on that candle because we don't have enter on same bar. We have enter on the next bar. That one there, and it ran. Sorry.
Order submitted.
Come on, baby. Here we go. This one ran how far? Jeez. Just delete that one. Okay.
Order
We'll do
filled.
another one. The second trade would have taken it here, and it went up 151 ticks. So would have had to really take no risk on this particular strategy and potentially put a target at 150 ticks and had a huge winner. Good, Scott. I like that. Let's do it. Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I want to do that. So I just need to figure it out. If you know or anybody knows here in the community how we could potentially actually pull that off.
Order
Like,
submitted.
could I, no, I haven't run the drones overnight. No, I'm only running them 8:30 to 3:30. I didn't even think about that, but I could create new ones to run overnight. It just probably would break my heart, though, if I'm not running them on my live account and come in and see $2,000. We have in the past ran strategies overnight, but we're not right now. But that is something to consider. Sometimes we see in Discord where some of our members run them overnight, and then they show what the results were. Scott, are you a member of the AI AutoTrader? That's funny. Let's see what other ones are doing good this morning. So this one's obviously the lead dog. And it's done for the day. Okay, cool, Scott. I'm glad you have the software. Hope everything's working out okay for you and you're able to keep up with all the changes that we have going on and constantly making updates every week. So
Order filled.
that was what oh, Haymaker. Woo! Let's go. Finally. Man, this one's been a heartbreaker for me because we emulated it off from this one, and this one was making $2,000 on a regular basis, and the Haymaker was not. So I was bummed, but today looks like our day. Yeah, no kidding, Scott. Me too. This has been. I was kind of a little nervous. I still am about being live because, shoot, every now and then I have zero strategies when I come in, and I have to rebuild them. So Sergio's working on this auto loader. That's why we actually may take a little longer to release the software than we would like. But he has this auto loader that he built now, and we can load it up with all these strategies, and then just click a couple of buttons and download every strategy, have every account set up on your machine, everything, almost all automatically. So it's really important that we get that set up before this release, because this new release, we want to give you like 20 strategies, just the instruments that we're trading. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 instruments. So if we've got a drone and then a bot, AI bot in each one of them, that's already 14 strategies. And then, some of these other ones that, are still doing good, we just haven't, created them as a drone or a bot. So it's probably going to be 20 or so strategies. So we really need that auto loader up and running. And actually we had our morning meeting, and then Charles and Sergio were going to be working together throughout the day, so Sergio can show Charles the auto loader and how that works, and then they can kind of brainstorm different ways to make it better. Let's look at the haymaker. Awesome. Okay, let's try to find the haymaker trades. Okay, here we go. So the haymaker, first trade of the day, darn it. First trade of the day, the haymaker took a hit. 9:30, it went for a short. Man, had a huge run down. So it took the short there. It ran down how many ticks? 129 ticks. And we're hoping for 180. So we ended up losing that trade. Heartbreaker. Another heartbreaker's got.
Order filled.
So that one lost. Then we jumped in on this long right here. It stayed in this trade. Made the target right there. It made 180 ticks right there at 10.20. It then took another long entry, next candle, and closed at profit target. Awesome. Whew. That's sweet. I get super excited when we have good client strategies out there. So that's what the live is. We're trying to show, immediately which ones are working and which ones aren't, because once a week it's just too long. Yeah, this YM drone is doing good too. YM 10 range Signal A drone, 700 bucks. Wow. Look at this thing. So yeah, we looked at this trade earlier. It hit this short, got that first target right at a great spot. It then took a long trade. Okay, sorry, I didn't see it right here. Took a long trade just a couple of candles after and handled the pullback and then went off to the races. Got this first target here, so it's up 700 bucks. Let's see what kind of action we get today. I think I'm going to go off webcam here and swing back and grab a coffee. That's the beautiful thing about the AutoTrader is I don't have to be looking at the screen and trying to figure out the charts, and all I have to do is kind of sit back and I should have just sat back more this morning instead of being handsy with my darn mouse, because I could have been. And I even had this strategy going. I could have been at 2,000 bucks. Oh, the pain and misery is tough in this trading business. But oh well, that's part of life. So that strategy came out of the gate swinging. The haymaker came out swinging today. My live account is, again, I took a hit with my manual trade, so I own part of that. I think I was down around 250 with my manual trade. RTY. Yeah, that's the other good one, the 2080. That's what I took this RTY after. The best news is when I go away to make coffee or whatever, I don't get to move the targets and stops, and usually end up doing a little bit better. So I'll be back in a minute.
Order submitted.
Should be Awesome. That was a nice trade right there. Woo! CL15 range. That's the only strategy that we're running 2 contracts on is this one right here. Rory's been running it for a while on his machine, and it was just doing better than the 1 contract strategy that we had, so we moved it back to the 2.
Order submitted.
Again, the numbers are a little different over here than what you see in the little pane, and that's the commissions that we lose. So it was a $450 trade, but we had to lose the $4.12, I believe it is per yeah, 412. So it's $8.24. That don't look right. No.
Order submitted.
Let me go in and look. Oh, it jumped in another one.
Fell.
Oh, wow, what did it do? Oh, it closed at profit. It's like, what happened? Okay, it closed at profit. We have this thing shut down at $600. Great. Another one closed at profit. Let me go in and look, because I should know that. How it was showing that value that it was
Order
showing there.
submitted.
Trade performance. Black gold, let's take a look. So the black gold just made those trades there in front of us. I just wanted to see why. Oh, huh. I didn't know the commissions were different prices for different instruments. This one per trade, per contract, is $4.52. Okay, I did not know that. I didn't know they were all different. I've only been trading the futures now for about less than a year.
Order submitted.
So still learning a lot of stuff here. So anyway, the commissions on this one, that's why it was showing $440.96 is because we had to pay the 2 commissions for those contracts. And then it made this this profit right here on this one and closed it out for the day. Huh. I think I would have known those were different by now, but I didn't. This one's in a good trade right here.
Order fell.
Ooh, I've got an ES 5-minute. Awesome. Might save my day here. ES 5-minute. Me. $5-minute. Okay, great. Hope we can make some money on this trade. Hey Scott, if you're still out there, I was trying to think of how we could do a competition, and just one thing that's like something that's easy. You said you have the software, so what we could do, and you tell me what makes the most sense, but maybe there was 2 things I was thinking. One thing, you could create an auto strategy on your own. We could like compete. Unfortunately, Rory's going to be taking over tomorrow and Friday. I'm going to head to the Bahamas for the weekend, and he'll be taking over Monday also. But
Order fell.
what I was thinking is maybe
Order fell.
maybe you could create an auto strategy on your end. We could sort of challenge the two auto strategies on Tuesday when I get back, and then put something on the line. I give you something free if you beat me or beat the strategy that we have going here. So think about different ways that we could compete. I would love it if you could like get on my computer, and I've thought about that. We have a server, a VPS, that you could, that I was thinking I got to talk to Sergio kind of about the security issues and things like that. But it would be neat if we both could log in to the server and both like have a mouse and sort of be live on the server, so we could actually trade against each other. So that's kind of my, behind the scenes things that I'm thinking. Anything that you can think on your end that might work?
Order filled.
So the NQ and the ES, tend to follow each other. So we're losing ground here on the NQ, and we're losing ground on the ES. Looks like the NQ is starting to gain a little bit of ground, hoping the ES will start to move in our direction too and come back. But let's just let's at least break even. Preserve some cash there.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, got a little bit out of that trade.
Order submitted.
And the ES jumped back in. This time we're going the other way. So the lowest we've been right here is here today. And I got this thing down here that's probably not happening. Don't go away from me. Don't go away.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, we get that one.
Order submitted.
We're gonna get this one. Hmm. Hmm. Darn it.
Order filled.
Hmm. Bad trade management right there. Boy, there's trading 101, isn't it? I took this trade right here at, I didn't take it, the robot took it, but at 793.25. Moved that stop to break even plus 11 right here. We took that trade off the table. We made 50 bucks. But the trade would have never closed if I would have broke even, because it wouldn't have made it up there. And now it's down here into potentially the range that we were at with that profit target. So it's tough to figure out if you should do break even plus or minus, or even break even at all. And sometimes you give the trade room to move, so it's tough figuring it all out. Heartbreaker.
Order filled.
Looks like the cash register's in a nice trade right here. Cash register.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Looks like the cash register's getting close to the goodie.
Order.
Boom. $500 win. Nice trade on the cash register. So this is one that was doing really well for a long time too, is this ES Signal A 2060, and that's what the cash register is. Just changed it to that a week or two ago. You can see those two are tracking. They're the exact same strategy. This one's the exact same also, except this one we have break even plus 5. So this is kind of one of those that do break even plus 5 ticks, and it must not have went back on any of the trades yet today, and it still stayed with the same amount of money. So I'm running a lot of them like this, where I'm trying to see if the break even makes sense, makes profits. So just kind of, got quite a few of them that I'm running, trying to see if there's one way better than the other. Wow, I'm surprised this thing's falling apart like this. Man, I screwed this one up. Look at that. Jeez. Oof. Short entry. Took me out right here. Could have ran that thing all the way down. Oh, what a shame. Couple of ticks. Would have been a $900 trade. Instead I got 51. $900 trade over trying to save 6 ticks. 30 bucks. 6 times $5 a tick, $30. I could have gave back $30 for 900 any day of the week. Darn it. That's trading right there.
Order filled.
Boy, this one's relentless today, isn't it? RTY Signal A 2080. And keeps jumping in every trade. It's up 870.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, this one's going to run away. See what the NQ is doing. Yep, bouncing. Yeah, the RTY and really these three ES, RTY, and NQ It appears they all follow the NQ. I have no idea if that's true or false, but it sure seems like it. A lot of times when I manually trade, I'll trade the RTY because it seems to go a little slower, but it seems like it follows the NQ. So I tend to watch this over here, and so it just gave me that red cross over here. I would then jump in on a short trade over here with the RTY manually, trying to use this NQ as sort of my lead on what direction to go.
Order submitted.
Okay, that one just jumped in on that little weak signal.
Order fell.
Hmm. Oh, awesome. The retirement plan. Yes. Missed the trade, but I see the money. Sweet. Let's look at this trade. Okay, great. The retirement plan. I jumped in on this short right here. Wrote it down for a $900 trade right here. Bam. Awesome. So we got the retirement plan with a $900 bill and the haymaker with a $1,000 bill today. Woo! Sweet. Awesome. Put 1,000 in the bank with the haymaker, or 900 with the retirement plan. Cash registers at 500. Great. Client strategy is really smoking today. Man, that's awesome. Let's take a look at the cash cow. I have a feeling that one must be down. Cash cow. Yep, that one's down. RTY 2080. And black gold's up 610. Wow. What a day. Other than the cash cow, we're kicking some butt today, making some big money. My live account, not so much. Great market movement today, though. Really, really happy. I thought it was going to be a really quiet day, but ended up being a pretty good day. Boy, that was a huge sell-off yesterday morning at 8:30. I want to show you guys that thing. That thing blew my mind when I went and looked at the trade performance data. Milliseconds. Milliseconds, it was dropping 200 points. The NQ. My computer at 8:30 went woo, the fan started smoking and really jumped out. I knew something was happening.
Order submitted.
Let me get the trade performance here. Sorry about that. Not that one. Trade performance. Okay, I don't have one open. Okay, trade performance.
Order submitted.
Boy, if any of you were trading at 8:30 yesterday, it was a real surprise. So yesterday morning, it was like a shockwave at 8:30. At 8:30 in the morning, there was a huge sell-off. So this particular strategy, this is the one that I always watch. This is the one that's doing the best. This is the haymaker now. This one jumped in at 8:30.01 seconds. So I guess I assume that's 1 millisecond. That's what I always call it. So 8:30 and 1 millisecond, and it sold it at 1 millisecond later. It made $900, so it dropped 180 points in 1 millisecond. Holy moly! So it dropped 180 because that's what this is. This is a $900 profit. So it's the target is set at 180 ticks. So it dropped 180 ticks in 1 millisecond. And then the auto strategy jumped in again. It jumped in again at, instead of 830.02, it jumped in at 830.04, 2 milliseconds or whatever that's called. 2/10. It's called 2/10. I apologize. It is called tenths. 2/10 of a second later, and took this trade, and it lost it, and so it lost 46 ticks, and then it jumped in again, 13/10 of a second, so that would have been like 6/10 after that trade ended, and then broke even. So it must have dropped some and then broke even. So we just lost our commission. And on my live account, so I was trading the exact same strategy, but I accidentally had all longs only selected, so it wasn't taking short trades. The day before everything was going to the moon, so I had picked only long trades, and I had that still selected, and I didn't even think about looking at it, and so it was going to take only long trades. So yesterday my first trade was at 8:30, 2/10 of a second, and I took a long trade, and so it must have went up past 80 ticks for me, and then just came back flying backwards, and it took me out with my 11 ticks of profit.
Order submitted.
But I thought this was phenomenal about the 1 millisecond dropping 180 points, or tenths of a second, sorry. Yeah, 1/10 of a second dropped 180 points. It just tells a weird story here. Like when I looked at the data, it just unbelievable volume that went through at 8:30 yesterday. That's the difference between like a person and a machine. The machine can handle all that action.
Order filled.
What just happened? That was a tough one. Took a long and jumped back. Lost 20 points right there. When that happens, I usually think that's a good time for a short trade, a manual short trade. Let's do it. Oh boy. No, we got in. The auto strategy jumped in for me. I didn't have to do anything. Well, we've been in this trade a while. Okay, maybe this is the one. The home run I'm looking for. Come on, be it. Got to break this volume zone pivot right here. Come on, break that pivot for me. Here we go. Come on, test it. See if she can push through this pivot or bounce. Oh boy, let's go. They hate those pivots, don't they? Man. Ah, it's gonna be a stubborn one. Need this to get back to even. Come on, baby, break that 700. Ooh, nasty. Dang it. Oh well, we got a good chunk. If we don't get it, we got a good chunk. Oops. What are we gonna do? Going down below it, or are we going up, guys? What do you think? Write in the chat there if we're going down to the target or up to the stop. What's the guesses? Who's got the crystal ball this morning? Ah! Don't say up. Look how good those pivots are, though. Isn't that just brilliant? Breaking through, Rory P. That's what I'm talking about. Rory! Oh, Rory Powers. Come on. Darn it. Thank you, Rory. Oh, don't do this, though. This would be the heartbreaker. Scott called it. He knew it. He knew I was going out. Don't tell me we're going to take me out and go lower again. This would just be a heartbreaker for me. I'll have to go take the battery out of my mouse so I quit moving it around. So good, we got a little bit back on that trade. That was nice. This RTY is doing good. Boy. About to make its $400 move. Coming off this long entry right here. And this one, you know, no stops are moving, no targets are moving on anything I ever run in sim. Always keep everything integrity there, so that when we show the numbers later, you don't have to wonder if I was, you know, moving around or any of us were moving them around. They all just stay right there. That'll give you the confidence to run them the way they are, and I should have enough confidence. I don't know why I keep moving things. I guess I'm just not wired to let it just sit there. Rory would be really proud of me because he said he does that all the time. So that would have had me, you know, sweating a little bit here. If it would have came back to here, I was in this trade where we entered right here. So we entered that trade right there. I would have been sweating watching that thing come back on me. So we took a little off the table, and we'll give, you know, we're in it for another fight. So if we get another trade, then we'll see how that one goes. But took it off right there, missed a big chunk of it. trading's a patience game. I yes, the first day, what's his name? Carlos. Carlos jumped into the live stream here and then sent me something in Discord. He sent me a song, and I played the song yesterday, and got busted. Got busted by the YouTube copyright for playing a song that he sent me. I just I played it for less than a minute just to kind of hear what it would sound like, but. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make this a little more interesting or whatever. So I was thinking about getting some music, or we do have it where it says order filled and order submitted, those kind of things. I haven't heard it today though, so I wonder why I'm not hearing that. But I did find out in YouTube Studio we can use some music. There's like a free library of music, so I'll try to figure that out over the next few days. Rory will be on the mic tomorrow and Friday and then Monday, so maybe he can find something too behind the scenes there to get this working better.
Order filled.
RTY got that one. Man, 1,300 bucks. Boom, took that long entry and man, wrote it up. Look at that. So this is a signal A. Jumped off that momentum bounce right there. Picked that, we got this one on enter on the same bar, so it jumped right in there. It did a little pullback, so let's go measure that. Get down in here near his hand where we can actually see it. So
order submitted.
We did bounce.
Order filled.
Okay, so we're hearing some stuff now. I wasn't hearing it earlier. So to figure out this trade, how much, Rory calls it heat, how much heat we had to take on this trade right here, roughly right in that direction. So about 15 ticks
Order submitted.
that we needed on this particular trade to make that one. And we have 20, so that was plenty. Looks like she's coming back now, so it jumped in on this one because of the gear just broke right here. Kind of see this little cyan or the blue line right here dropped out of the green, and that's the trigger for us.
Order submitted.
So it jumped in again. It's this one right here, 2080.
Order submitted.
The NQ is on a mission. Okay, the retirement plan's back in. Here we go. So we should tap out, I think, at $1,000. Hopefully you can move this in our direction and tap this one out for the day. What is it at right now? 661. So we need to get I guess around a 3. I think it's set to, let's look. Pete's been waiting for the new software. He's been waiting. 1953. So I was born in 73. I'm 50. So I'm guessing he's 70. That's my guess.
Order filled.
Carlos sent me something else. I better not look at it right now. So let's see what the retirement plan is set at for the profit target. So the retirement plan, $1,000. Yeah. So we should tap out here in a second. if we can make it. Oh, must have just missed our $1,000 money maker. Darn it. Maybe we can get a little more movement in our direction. But man, she went all the way up to there and that still wasn't enough. So it's got to get a little higher than 760 if it does. Let me get these crosses to show up properly too. So to get the cross to show up properly, you go in indicators. Find the RLMIPA signal indicator. And then over here, this one's a signal A. Not red or green. No filters at all. It's not signal B. So that should now give us the cross. So there's our cross on the chart, and you can use these to manually trade as well. So that's the real benefit behind this indicator is, when it pops on, if you don't like the auto, you can take a discretionary trade anytime. And they're a nice indicator of that the conditions are favorable to go in your direction. Not always right. Here was a short, this red cross over here, and you can move these around. It's this offset right here, the signal offset. So if I change it to 20, it's going to go further away from the candle. Let's change it to 40. So it moved it farther away from the candle. But yeah, if we would have took this short trade, which we did right here, it made that target. So, that did this one automatically. That was its first trade. The second cross that came in would have been this one. And, we would have lost on that one. We did. We took that trade. Next one is this cross that just popped in, and we're in this trade right now. So that's how you can kind of move around your crosses, or you'll use it as a manual entry indicator as well. If you have other indicators on your charts and you see the cross plus, the 50 or the 15 or whatever other, the Himuchi, the cloud, I forgot what they call that. But yeah, if you have any other indicators, that you can use those plus the crosses to make some money. I think that's what we had the guy in Discord making a ton of money manually. I can't remember. Less? Yeah, less. Making thousands of dollars a day, and he said he was doing it using the indicator plus the
Order filled.
Is it called Himichi Cloud? There's another indicator that he was using plus the crosses to make a ton of money. Discretionary
Order
trading.
submitted.
Okay, we're in a live account trade too. Hope we can get some more movement here. Looks like we're kind of stalled. Hovering around 750. Keep my hands off this one. So we just popped up with the break even. Oops, sorry. popped up with the break even. So we're in the money again. But it's also a necessary evil. It's take me out and take me out of the trade, but I get $50.
Order filled.
But I, lose the opportunity in case it comes back and runs in our direction again. But it's just it's just part of the game, I guess. Trying to figure it out if there's one way better than the other. I did miss a really nice signal right here as the gear popped out of the 20, but I changed it so we don't take trades against the 50, because yesterday, boy, when things were going down, this was coming true to take that trade, but it was going right against the momentum of the trend, and it would only get in there and then drop right back to then go down again. So putting this one filter in here, it keeps you out of that trade that's trying to go against the 50. So we waited a while to take this trade until this 50 was green, and then we took the trade. But I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll go into the cross and show you what I did. So here I've got the 50 enabled and red green. Again, means if the 50 is green, it'll take a long trade. If the 50 is red, it'll take a short trade only. Really, really great feature so that you can stay with the trend. Really, trade in the trend. This should say trade in the trend, because that's what it's doing. Let me change this to not, so the crosses will now show up everywhere that they without any filters. So you can see this cross now showed up here. And it would have been a pretty good trade. We would have took the trade right here. And let's see how much it took. We only needed 25 ticks of risk to stay in this trade. We would have still been in the trade. So those are things you can do with filters and those kind of things, whether they're good or bad or indifferent. No one knows until the right edge of the chart gets built. But trying to be a little more conservative, I added the 50 to trade only in the trend. So I apply this guy, and I lose that cross now. So I would have never got a trigger here. Just know the crosses don't change your strategies. You have to actually go into the strategy and edit it, and then change that click box that I just showed you, the 50-50 in red. You have to click it in the strategy. The crosses are just an indicator for us on the chart to know whether those are good entries or not. Oops, sorry. For some reason, when I redid it, it didn't paint this cross back in here. It'll do that sometimes. Again, we call it painting the cross. We have to write all these indicators onto the chart, and sometimes if you go back and forth with the data, it doesn't capture it and repaint it. But it did have the cross there. I think I saw one. Hope we can make this trade here. Order filled. See what else is happening.
Order filled.
All right, retirement plan made it to its profit target for the day. Great, closed on profit target. Awesome. So we did that. It made it. Wow, look how close that was earlier when we were looking. When I said, wow, it must have been really close to making that profit target. It's about the exact place that it sold. If you guys can see that purple diamond right there, that's just about where that was. I'm surprised we didn't get it there, but anyway, it made it to the $1,000. Awesome. Let me take a look at that one. That one's been on a run recently. Performance. So the retirement plan, it's been doing pretty good. So we've got it locked in at 50 and 1,000. So it kind of keeps it under control. But over the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trading days. 12 trading days, it's up $2,600. We can see it hit the limit today. It's almost one of those strategies that's one or the other. It's either gonna, tap out at the 5 or make the 1,000. I see one day here, I think is just okay. There's very few days, looks like in this whole 12-day stretch, that it's gonna do one or the other. But again, it's up $2,600, so that's awesome. Scott, not familiar with the retirement plan? Let me show you what that one is if you're not familiar with it. This one is the NQ2 minute. NQ2 minute retirement plan right here in the Discord inside the strategy settings. And do you have this? Did Charles load it on your machine? Hopefully he did, but it's an NQ2 minute. These are the settings for it. 46,180. 2 minute. Yeah, let me know, Scott, if you don't have it. We can get you Charles's calendar link and get you set up there if you needed a hand. Okay, my live account, we didn't get to see it, but it did. It hit that long, came back and took me out, made my $50, and now price is up a little bit. So we'll keep chipping away today, hopefully, and you'll get one of these to go in our direction without coming back to take us out, but it's not too bad. Cash registers in another one. It's already up 4 I think 450, maybe 500. Looks like we entered this trade right here after this cross. We have this one entered on the next bar. We have the setting in the software where you can enter on the same bar or not. So this one's not. And she's rolling along good this morning. Okay, cool. Glad you have it, Scott.
Order submitted.
Scott said his NQ30 range Signal A did the best today. Scott, how much did it make? Anybody else out here who has strategies running, let me know your high water mark, which one it was too.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, so we got some movement.
Order submitted.
Downhill. A lot of movement. And we caught this one with this one right here, NQ 2-minute MNQ. Good, first one. Holy moly, Scott, are you sure? $2,733? Wait a minute, I gotta get on camera for this. You have a strategy that made 2,700 already this morning? And which one was it? You said it was your NQ30 range, Signal A. Okay, so that's this one right here. Yep. Wow, that's impressive. You must have opened yours up a little bit so it can go past the $2,000 mark. I know. I know. Like, the armchair quarterback syndrome is so rough with these auto robots because it makes you just go crazy. All the money that they make, and then the minute you put them on your live account, they're like, "What? No." Wow, Rory had the cash cow make some money today. Might want to check your settings, Rory. I'm not sure. For some reason, this one here on my machine didn't make money. The Haymaker, yeah. Haymaker made 1,000. Awesome. Oh, he shut them down when they went over 500. Oh, I bet the cash cow went over 500 and came back. That's something we need to do too, Rory, this Friday is look at lowering some of the profit targets so they do that. That's your specialty too. Oh, we're still in this trade. I was running my mouth. Wow, look at that drop. On the 2-minute candle. Big time drop. Okay, so we entered this candle on the 2-minute right here. We were sensing that drop. I have it enter in the same bar and took that thing partway down. Darn it, we're going to miss a big chunk of this, it looks like. Jeez, look at this. Like a yo-yo.
Order filled.
Man. Whew. At least we caught some of it. Now, if this thing goes down, we're just having bad luck today, period. Capital preservation, not cash management, capital preservation. Way to go, Rory. All right, are we going to do another one where we wimped out and moved our stop and we're going to end up going in the other direction? I hope not. Oh well. So great to hear, Scott. That's awesome. Um, yeah, use your sim obviously as you're doing to kind of collect data of which one you're going to use on your live account or your Apex account. You know, the best information that I've learned so far is maybe do some of this. Maybe go for the M&Q and kind of try to figure out if it's 5 contracts. You know, what I always look for is how much do I lose per trade. That's sort of where I start. And for the 100,000 static accounts, you can lose $625. So I start there and say, okay, for $625, where do I have my best opportunity? And you know, some of these risk to rewards, we're having to open up the stops to, like, you know, this one's 46 ticks, for example. So on the NQ, when it loses, I'm going to have to get my calculator out. 46 ticks times $5. So we lose $230 each trade. So that's a little stiff on a $625 opportunity to lose before it takes you out. So you really only get 2 trades, you know, 2.5 trades with this particular setup. Now, if I go to the M&Q and I do 5 contracts per trade, now I divide it in half. So now I'm at $115 per trade. And now if I go to 4 contracts, let's do 4 times 46 times 50 cents. So yeah, now at 4 contracts, it's $92 per loss. So that might be a decent way to try to get a little bit more out of the drawdown. And again, my favorite are the $100,000 static, because once I get away from zero on the positive side, I don't have to worry about that thing trailing me and then always going back to take it out. So that served me really well, is once I get out of the negative or zero, when I get positive, then it allows me then to go to the full, 1 contract on the NQ. And then I can take the $230 loss a lot easier. So that's kind of how I've done some off the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, the static, I think I explained it. I see your question there, but yeah, 4 on a static for this particular one that made you, 2,700 or whatever it was today. You could divide that by half, so it would have made, if you would have used 5 contracts, it would have made you, not quite 1,500 today. And that's trading 5 on the 5 on the M&Q. That's a heck of a lot of money. It's funny, this thing is right in my way. Yeah, I like the $100,000 static drawdowns. You have to get the process is kind of a little bit complicated the way they make it set up, but to get paid on a $100,000 account, you have to make it past the evaluation. So first you need to make $2,000 in that account. And then now, today they'll flip it over directly today to a PA account. But then in that PA account, now you need to make $2,600. So all in all, to get paid, you need to make $4,600 in that $100,000 static drawdown account to get paid $2,000 is how it works. So you could get past today and maybe even, get to the $2,600 and then tomorrow ask for the draw on that 2,000. And there's a little waiting period. I think it's 7 days or so before they pay you. But it's not bad. And that I've tried the 25s and the 50s, but that's static. I'm sorry, the trailing drawdown, painful. It's always there. It's always there no matter what you do. You might make a lot of money and then all of a sudden it's there still. It's like, wait a minute. The static, it just stays down at 625 in the hole and never moves. And it lends itself really well to the auto trader because this thing goes up and down. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so kind of do a little recap of how the day went in the live account. So this is the one that made Scott how much? $2,733, and I'm down 245. I moved my targets and stops around, and got myself in the whole 245. If I probably would have left them static, I'd probably be up a good bit, but I'm not. NQ 2-minute. We're sitting at $30. This is actually M&Q. I need to change that. This is the M&Q. It's this one here. 4 contracts each trade. This one's the ES 5-minute. We made a nice trade. We were up 300, but we came back to our stop and I think made a few bucks. This one is the RTY Signal A 2080. Again, move the targets and stops, but if we look, the RTY 2080 made $1,000 today. And the other one that I had running made 2,000. And this one stops at 2,000. That's why Scott's probably had 2,700. He probably opened up his profit window. So that's kind of how they shook out today. We had a good day with the client strategies. Had the Haymaker make 1,000, retirement plan make 1,000, and the cash register was up here somewhere. Okay, cash register's up 237 right now. Black gold, good. Black gold made 600. So that's awesome. Really a great day. Client strategies. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 5 here on my machine did really well today. And then the cash cow got zonked. Rory had his get up to 500 and cut it off. I think mine hit the floor, but we got 4 out of the 5 today, so that's really awesome. So the retirement plan is where I usually keep this one. 2-minute NQ Haymaker, usually keep that here. And cash cow, cash registers in a trade right now, and black gold. So that's kind of how they shook out today. Scott, no, they charge just a tad more. I can't remember on the right now. I think what did I read last night? I'm not sure if they're doing 80% today, Scott, or not. But I believe this the $100,000 static right now with an 80% off is around $30, I believe, for the evaluation today.
Order submitted.
And I don't really know how much the 25 or 50 are. I haven't bought those in a long time, so I'm not familiar with their cost. But yeah, I only used the $100,000 static. Once I kind of messed with them all, I realized that one tends to lend itself better to the auto trader. So I stuck with that one. Okay, he looked it up. It's 71% off today. I think they did the 80 maybe last night was the ending. Today they opened up a one day pass. So I think that's up and rolling. Well, good. Really appreciate you joining, Scott. Thank you very much for your participation. Good luck trading. And also, a couple other people joined us today. that made a chat. Let me see. Rory, thank you. Charles, thank you.
Order filled.
Where's the other ones? Frank, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, good. So we'll go ahead and sign off here, and hope we continue to make some money this afternoon and get my live account back out of the gutter and make some money. So hopefully Rory's still with us, and he'll be joining you tomorrow morning. We'll have to try to get him all set up and have him kind of show a similar workspace, but he can do whatever makes sense. So appreciate everybody joining today, and everybody good luck trading. Bye now.